Hello, how's it going, guys? This is Marvin with Flex, Rocks, and Rollovers. Welcome to another episode. Today we're here meeting with my buddy Burt. Me and him we've been wheeling buddies for quite a while now. We've done Easter Jeep Safari together, we attend local events together, go to car shows like Caffeine and Octane. We go mountain biking together, all kinds of things. So yeah, he's been part of my personal wheeling gang here. And today I want to show you his gorgeous YJ. What's going on, Burt? How's it going?
It's going great.
Welcome to Flex, Rocks, and Rollovers.
I am Burt Franklin, born, raised in Stone Mountain, and this is YJ My Way. Owned it for about 20 years, and just slowly over the years been upgrading as we can afford it and as time allows. The armor on the Jeep is all Poison Spider. The winch is a Warn Winch XD9000. We've got rigid broadcast lights, and I find that these lights with the truck light LED headlights provides a lot of visibility. So there is the LQ9. It's been in the Jeep for 10, 11 years. It runs flawlessly. It was a 0-mile takeout out of an Escalade, and now we've got a little over 40,000 miles on it. The only modifications we've done is the air intake, headers, and then HB tuned it. Everything on it is Poison Spider. We actually started with the rocker guards, and these probably been on the Jeep 8-9 years. If you notice, the Poison Spider is different there than the Poison Spider here, which that was their old design, so that's kind of how long they've been on the Jeep. So once we started with Poison Spider rockers, we decided to continue with the flares and all the rest of the.
Nice.
So we've gotten a lot of comments on tire carriers. When you put a tire on the back, you can't see out the back window, and that just drives me crazy. We just simply updated what really is just a CJ7 tire carrier. The pipe right out of the middle, then we created a down tube, and then a square tube that the bike rack physically mounts to.
The small little details that make this Jeep just a little different.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Very, very cool. This looks like we're back in the 90s. This is so OEM and so clean. Guys, wow. This is crazy. It looks brand new.
Okay, so the first thing we tried to do was safety. So we put in a rock hard cage. The cage not only protects me, hopefully from a rollover if that ever happens, but it also, one of the benefits is it noticeably stiffened up the chassis.
What do I see blinking through here? What is this? What's going on down here? The air lines that I see.
Oh yeah, well, so we run ARB air lockers, and so one of the benefits of air lockers is you get an onboard compressor. We rigged up kind of a poor man's inflation system.
That's awesome.
So I just got a bunch of hose and a regulator, and we have an ARB dual compressor
on the passenger side?
On the passenger side.
Oh yeah, there you see all kinds of air connections poking out. What is this one here?
That's the air exit.
Okay.
So what we do when we get off the trail and want to air back up, we take our homemade hose.
Oh, that is just the, oh, gotcha.
We plug it on, and then we hit the compressor switch.
And then you can air up all 4 tires at the same time, my friends. That is one smart system. And in the back, I can tell you have a high lift jack and some toughy boxes and a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, as you know, YJs don't have a whole lot of space, so we mounted the high lift jack between the wheel wells, kind of a nice place to put it, and then the Tuffy boxes are just for storage.
Very cool. Nice. What do we got here? Let's talk suspension.
Yeah. First off, we put coilovers on about a year ago, right before. Well, the goal was to have them installed and tuned for Easter Jeep Safari. Thankfully, we made that.
Fantastic. So what kind of coilovers are you running?
So we're running King 14-inch travel, 2.0s. The kit that we used, that we started with, was a Genwright Legend comp kit that they made specifically for the YJs initially, and now it's migrated throughout their line. But I saw the owner of Genwright, Tony. He had this kit on his YJ, and I figured if it was good enough for him, it'd be good enough for me.
Very cool. And bump stops I see in there as well?
Yeah, we've got King 2-inch air bumps, 3-link in the front, 4-link in the rear.
All right, let's talk about axles. I see some beefy axles under here.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
So we have Curry Rock Jock 60s front and rear. So we started with the Rock Jock 60. When we went to the coilover setup, we completed the Rock Jock pairing with the front end. So they're Rock Jock 60s stuffed with 513 gears and ARB air lockers.
Very, very nice. Drive shafts. Whose drive shafts are you running?
I don't know.
You don't know? Just custom-made drive shafts.
Just
probably
custom-made
Tom
drive.
Woods, if I had to guess. If
Yeah.
I know JeepTech well enough, you're probably in the good hands of Mr. Tom Woods. Transfer case and transmission is on the other end of that drive shaft. So what is that?
Yeah, so a little bit about the transfer case and the transmission. I'm kind of an old school guy, so I love manual transmissions. We ended up putting an NV4500 5-speed manual. It's a big manual transmission out of like the 1-ton diesel trucks. Dodge and Chevy both offered it. So that's a 5-speed manual. And then in back of and then paired with a Atlas 5.0.
What tires and wheels are you running?
So first off, the wheels, trail ready bead locks. Probably one of the best upgrades that I could recommend for Jeepers. With the standard wheels that we had, you could go down to 10, 12 pounds of air. With bead locks, you can go down to 3 to 5 pounds, and it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
So we've got trail ready bead locks, and we use Cooper STT Pro 40 by 13.5 by 17 tires.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And there you can see the 4-link suspension poking out of the rear. 3-link in the front, 4-link in the rear. And then a gas tank I see too. What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's another work of art. It's a Genwright Legend Comp 23-gallon fuel cell. So the thing that we haven't talked about is the Jeep has been stretched roughly 6-7 inches, about 1.5 inches in front and 5 in the back. When you stretch the rear, you have to figure out what you're going to do with your gas tank. And Genwright has a perfect solution. It's their Legend Comp. If you look at the gas tank, they have a cutout for the rear differential, so it tucks in really nice. It's probably 1 inch more ground clearance than the factory tank, and it holds 23 gallons of fuel.
Awesome. Very nice. Here, since it's stretched out so nicely, you can see the great custom framework these guys have done here in order to accommodate the coilovers and the bump stops in the back and the sway bar system. Very, very nice. You see the gas tank clearing the differential back there. Very nice. Well, I would say let's take this baby for a drive.
what got me into Jeeps? The sense of adventure. So growing up, I was a dirt biker, then I turned into a skateboarder, and then I turned into a wakeboarder, a wake surfer, a water skier, a mountain biker, a trail runner. And what vehicle could I use that would take care of all those activities? And Jeep came to mind. See, how long have I had this Jeep? It's my first Jeep. 20 years now I've owned it. And then we started like most people. I thought it'd be neat to put bigger tires, so we went with 33s. Tried to go off-roading, and my Jeep's ability and my ability were about at the same level, which meant I didn't really go very far. So we upgraded the Jeep to 35s, then we went to 37s, and here we are 20 years later, we're on 40s and coils. So when we started out with the final build, the goal was to have a Jeep that worked great on-road and was very capable off-road. So the prime focus was, now I mainly run, mountain bike, and Jeep. And so I wanted a Jeep that could do all of those things, both on-road and off. So I'm one of those guys that I don't have the space for a trailer and a truck and all that, so whatever trails I go to, I got to drive there, and then the common sense takes over and says, well, you know, you got to drive the thing home. So yeah, if I could do two things, I would extend the front axle another inch and a half, and I would try to get it lower by an inch and a half. You know, right now it's a game of inches, and unfortunately, to do either one of those, it is major surgery. So that's on the wish list, but who knows? If you guys want to know more about my Jeep, you can hit me up at a YJ My Way. I'd like to give a shout out to the guys at JeepTech. You can look them up on Instagram, JeepTech. They helped tremendously with the build. And also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, hit my buddy Marvin up at Flex, Rocks, and Rollovers.